Now that the year is winding down, it can be easy to push your to-do list off to next year. But the U of I Community Credit Union wants you to know that you should not wait to get your finances in order. They are sponsoring our segment today, and joining me now with more information is Sheri Shannon. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here.
It's good to be here, Jaclyn. Thank you.
All right, Sheri, every time you're here, I learn so much about my finances and what I need to be doing. And today, I have a feeling is going to be no exception because we're starting with SMART goals,
Yes.
which I love and are applicable to everything. So how does that apply to money?
Well, with money, it's the same. You want to be make sure that whatever goals you set, you have a specific goal, not just I want to save money, but be more specific in what do you want to save money for, and then make it measurable. How long do you how much do you want to save, and how long do you want that to, when do you want that time-bound piece to happen? And they have to be realistic and attainable. It's easy to say, oh, I want to save $500 in the next month. Yes, but probably 400 of that you need to go towards your needs and things like that. So
Sure.
It's making sure that when you're setting those goals that you are very specific and that they're realistic.
They're attainable and something that you can actually accomplish.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And then realistic, we want, and time-bound, right?
And time-bound. Yeah, time-bound, because having a goal doesn't really work if you don't have a time set for when you want to attain that goal. For instance, building your emergency savings. You can start out small and say in the next 3 months, I want to save $500, but then you hit that goal and you say, okay, now I want to save 1,000, so I'm going to set another 3 to 6 months. And so by setting those small measurable goals, it helps you reach them easier.
So you can accomplish them, get that gratification, celebrate those wins, and then set the next one.
Absolutely.
And I think the time-bound thing is really important because I once heard something that said a goal without a time is just a wish.
That's how I
But if
That's
you
good.
actually set a time, then
Uh-huh.
you're working towards something. And as you said, you're then able to celebrate those victories and accomplish those financial goals.
Absolutely.
So how do you set aside the time to actually set those SMART goals?
Setting a date with your money. I love setting a date with my money. On a monthly basis, grab that beverage of your choice, a partner. If you have a family, you want to involve your whole family in this date with your money and talk about what have been your expenses for the year, or for the month, I'm sorry, and where are you at with your savings, and ensuring that you're not overspending and undersaving.
Sure. And I feel like that's really important, which kind of brings us to the next point of using credit to help us with our money. And I know that you brought a little trivia game for me. So can we pull up that trivia slide to see how we can use our credit wisely? So,
okay, Jaclyn, what builds credit faster? Paying off credit cards monthly, only using debit cards, or using multiple credit cards and only paying the minimum monthly balance?
Well, I feel like the most responsible thing to do would be A, pay them off monthly, which I think somehow helps your credit.
Yes, it does, absolutely, because you're using your credit card, but you're paying it off monthly, so you're keeping your usage below 30%, which is really what you want. My pro tip is keep it below 10% of your available balance. So paying it off monthly is actually what you want to be doing to keep your credit score at a good rate.
At a good, get a good number. All right, I think we have another trivia question.
We do.
All right, so let's see. I think it's, there
it is.
Oh, wait. Hold on, Sheri, is this you being foxy? Like, I feel like this fox resembles you.
You got it. I'm pretty sure when Liz came up with this idea, she had me in mind, right?
Right. That is Sheri the fox on that trivia slide. All right.
That is actually the brainchild of Liz Welch. So I have to give her,
Liz.
yeah, shout out to her. So Fiona's asking, what is the 50-30-20 rule for budgeting? And is it 50% savings, 30% debt, and 20% for fun? 50% for needs, 30 for wants, or 20 for savings debt repayment? Or 50 for rent, 30 for food, and 20 for entertainment?
Wow, this one's really tricky because the numbers are all the same, and then it's just about how we spend that money.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go with B on that one.
Okay, let's take a look and
Let's see what the right answer is.
And you are right. So the 50-30-20 is really a nice way to start looking at your budget, saying 50% of your take-home pay is going towards your needs. Those are the things that you have to live. Housing, utilities, childcare if you're raising children. And then your wants are 30%. And your savings and debt repayment, you always want to keep at 20%.
And I think that that's really important to make sure that you're setting aside money to repay that debt, because I feel like that's always the thing that's the easiest to kind of push off or pay the very minimum or things like that. And then I feel like with the wants versus needs, that's something that you've talked about a couple of times here on CiLiving that I know has really helped our viewers of when you are about to make a purchase, take a step back and really ask yourself, do I need to buy this, or is this something I want, but it will be there once I've done all the other things that I'm supposed to do with that money?
Exactly. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Are you okay?
I am.
Okay, great.
So, and that's exactly what it is. Your wants are specifically wants. If you don't have the money set aside, save for it.
Save for it. And then you have a webinar coming up.
We do.
So I think that there is a QR code right here.
Yes.
It's coming up November 13th.
That's this Thursday. We're going to be talking about jump-starting the new year. We're going to talk about how to set up your 50-30-20 spending plan. We're going to talk about getting your taxes in order. So we're going to give you a lot of great tips and tricks on getting ready. And I know it's not the time of year everybody wants to think about getting all that stuff together, but it really helps you stay aware, too, of how much you're spending this time of year and knowing that you're going to have to pay bills come January.
Absolutely. Well, Sheri, thank you so much for being here and for
Welcome.
sponsoring our segment today.